Hello, my name is Gabriel Momi, and today I'll be talking about this project about the physics on sports. My sport is handball, and I conducted an investigation that followed the appliances of physical laws in this sport. The reasons why this sport was chosen was firstly my need of upgrading my skills to play better, and that I considered it a sport which is able to be used in this investigation as it is very dynamic and physical. Also, it is in a fast growth state and it should get more attention as in Europe it is really competitive, but here in America is not so visible. The hypothesis that follows this project is that handball shots are determined only by the height and suspension of the player in the air and the force applied to the ball. First, here is a summary of the story of handball. Some of the best players. The biotype of the players is really specific. Most players are really tall, which an average over than 184 centimeters and a mass of more than 90 kilograms. Its body fat is kept low in percentage compared to and its its limbs span is really big. They have also a high maximum heart rate and a high running speed of over 15 kilometers per hour. There are some basic laws of a hand shot, which follows Newton's second motion law, which is force equals to mass multiplied by acceleration, because the force is applied by the player at the moment of launch. However, it has another type of variables, like the time of release of the ball and the angle of the arm to direct the ball, as it's shown in this graph. There are some other kinematic variables that depend on the phase of a jump shot, which is the product examined in this investigation, which and its phases are approach, take off, flight, and throw. Other type of energy which has a role in handball is momentum, which implies the mass multiplied by velocity, which is usually used to measure the the attacking team's result against a high and resilient defense. It also the kinetic and potential energy are related to the study of the motor responses of a handball player during a standard offensive situation, as potential energy depends on how the energy is used. It later transforms into kinetic energy if the variable which is calculated is made. This is a common jump through, and here are all the phases, and here are some limb positions which are the most adequate according to studies to upgrade a jump shot. This is example of one of the best shots and plays that can be made in a handball game. Now, this same play will be shown in slow motion. As you can see, here the player jumps and suspends itself but feints, not, and then makes a second jump and gains a lot of meters to make the goal, to score basically. There are some other variables like the body work, which is also used to measure the contact and the resistance of a player's jump against the defense, and it depends mainly in the player works, its mass, and and the position of its center of gravity. Now the comparison of my biotype against an average elite player. My position is a pivot, so I compare myself to a professional pivot, which is Sergio Musa, a player from SC Magdeburg, and a German team. And as you can see, my both my height and mass are really low compared to his. He has also a body with a high physiological load compared to mine might be more useful to play against rough defenders like Germans. As most of professional players, he probably follows a specialized diet that focuses on maintaining his body mass and robustness adequate to his position, which is the pivot. And I that follow a usual healthy diet don't have the requirements that a pivot needs. So my conclusion here over my upgrade needed is that I need to upgrade my physical routine and the development of more physiological load and to grow up. Right now, I'm not recommended and not eligible to play in a professional league. Now, the conclusions. The hypothesis was partially correct, but I consider it incorrect because that the only factors that made a handball shot possible were the suspension and the height and the force applied to the ball. However, I didn't consider the time of release of the ball, the center of gravity, and body angle, which also influence on the scoring process. A goal can be also vary according to these two limitations: the capability of reaction of the goalkeepers and the resistance that attacking side requires to overcome the defending team's resilience, which involves Newton's third law of motion, as I explained before with the momentum and the bodywork. Our recommendations for upgrading performance in handball: do specialized workout, both physical and technical, and well, both of them depend on the position, but the technical has a more varies more according to it, and also have a specialized diet according to the position. And finally, practice balance and team build plays to overcome the defense with tactician vision and previously planned strategies. Thank you for your attention.